Hello chess family, it's me, National Master Jesse James, and today we're going over one of my little traps I like to play in the modern Benoni as black against white's pawn to d4. It translates to the Son of Sorrow, which it definitely can be, but here I found a very fun line that many masters have fallen for, and well, another one bites the dust over here. I'm playing against a 2400 rated opponent, so let's get to it. Let's see how you can create a very nice attacking game with the modern Benoni. Alright, so we started off with pawn to d4, and here we go, knight to f6, the master move. It doesn't let your opponent know quite yet what they're going to be playing. Pawn c4 gets played, again a very standard move. Here we play pawn to e6. This usually transposes into a lot of Nimzo Indians, or maybe even a Queen's Gambit over here. But after my opponent plays knight f3, I like to go pawn c5 here, and this is going to go ahead and transpose most likely into a modern Benoni. Now, do they always go into it? No. But the best move for white is definitely pawn to d5. This takes up more space, and this is how most masters will play, because white is guaranteed an advantage whenever you play against the modern Benoni. I'll say that again. White is guaranteed an advantage when you play against modern Benoni. So why do I play it? Well, in fast time controls, you can get very good attacking chances. And also, it's just fun to play. All right, so I go ahead and play pawn takes. Pawn takes is all main line. Pawn to d6, that stops them from playing it. Knight goes to c3, and here as you see, the bishop is not going to have a good life here on this diagonal, so we're going to go ahead and play pawn g6 here, and the bishop is going to jump on the diagonal over here. Knight to d2 gets played, and this is known as the knight's tour. Now this is a very, very aggressive idea for white. Here white is going to be playing to attack on d6. When the bishop comes to g7, d6 becomes a weakness. Typically, a pawn that's behind another pawn is not usually a weakness, but white has a very nice idea of playing the knight to c4 and the bishop to f4. And here, this is where my gambit line, or my trap, comes into play. Here I played bishop g7, just nice and natural. Knight to c4, putting the first piece to attack the d6 pawn. Here I castle, of course, and here white plays bishop to f4. And here I had many, many games where I played, and I was playing knight to e8 here, and this is the only way really to defend this d6 pawn, but as you can see here, it's just not that good. White has a clean advantage here. d6 is defended, but the rook is blocked in, and well, listen, if you have all your pieces on the back row, maybe something has gone wrong. So here, after playing this many times and finally just getting fed up with it one day, I went ahead and played knight to d7 here. Believe it or not, this is the computer's top move, and taking on d6 with the bishop or the knight does not guarantee an advantage. So here, well, white went ahead and played bishop takes. I actually have two other games if you like to take a look. Hopefully I'll put them down below. It's me playing against a women's FIDE master, and she took with the bishop and the knight. And in both games, I got very good attacking chances and actually got something very similar to this line that you're about to see. So, well, here white took on d6, which makes sense with the bishop. Gets a free tempo off the rook, but already here it's starting to give black that little advantage. And this is the whole trap. We're going to go ahead and lose a pawn, but we're going to get a lot of good attacking chances for it. And here my pieces just start to come to life. Here I played the rook e8. I mean, it's the only square that's going to move the rook out the way to not be captured by the bishop. But the rook controls a beautiful open file. White is lacking in development here. And, well, let's go and attack him. Here the bishop wisely goes back over to g3. And here, let's go ahead and get some more pieces out. Knight to b6. Now this does a nice little idea here. When the knight goes to b6, I'm putting pressure on the knight on c4, which is unprotected. But it also lets out my bishop, so we can join the game, and also puts pressure on d5. And here, a lot of people play the wrong move here. They go ahead and play knight takes b6 here. It's just a very common move. You're wanting to get out of these ideas. You're already up in material, so you just want to make trades. This is not the best move to play. And, well, white is just going to get punished now. Queen takes. I mean, what's more natural? Here, the queen comes out and attacks on b2, and now there really is no good move here. White must lose at least a pawn here. But of course, my opponents don't know this. This is typically a new variation for them, so they tend to lose very fast here. And trying to defend the b2 pawn just loses, so they went ahead and played queen to d2, and here is the move to know. It is black to move. Only one of them is going to give us a -3, meaning basically up an extra piece here. Black to move. What do you play here? Alright guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and give us that like and subscribe. Remember, liking this video is going to share this with more chess players and also help grow the channel. Alright, did you find the move? Here, you get to play the beautiful knight to e4 here. A very nice move here. Remember, I said b2 is weak, and well, when you go knight to e4 here to attack the queen, it also is attacking the knight over here on c3 and the bishop over here in g3. Black's best move, or White's best move here is really just to go ahead and take. There's nothing else that can really be done here. Some people have tried queen to c2 here, which you can take on c3 right away, but most of the time I play bishop f5, developing with a nice threat over here. And they can't play queen b3. This just loses fast. Queen takes, pawn takes, and knight takes is going to end with a fork here, attacking both the king and the rook here. And again, here you're just really seeing the development play a role, right? They took a pawn, but now they don't have any pieces out. So we're going to win back our pawn, but also have that momentum or attacking chances. So here, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else to play. I mean, I've seen queen c1 get played, but the same kind of ideas happen. You just take on c3, pawn takes, and then you just attack the pawn immediately with queen a5. And, I mean, king d2 is the only way to hold on to this, but you can already tell things are already going bad if the king has to go to d2. Anyways, back to the game. After knight takes, rook takes, it's just game over here. b2 is again falling. You can look about attacking over here. Dear Lord. White played a very bad move of rook to b1, which lost pretty fast. And here, I used to play bishop f5, which was not the most accurate. Instead, now I did find the most accurate move. It's rook to d4 first, attacking the queen. The queen goes over to c2. And then here, you develop with the threat bishop f5. I mean, it's just over here, really. It skewers the queen and the rook. But the real idea is not to attack the queen as much trying to kick the queen off the defense of d2 and c3. Here, White played queen c1, and, well, I went ahead and took on b1 here. Queen takes back, and now it's game over. It's just checkmate in one here. I'm sure you see it, right? What's the move here? Simple chess. We're just going to play the queen over to b4 for the check and the mate. And this is, like I said, this typically happens. Black is just getting so much attack over here. There's not really too much to it. You can see that all these pieces over here. This looks like a Morphe game because the bishop and rook never get into the game. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this. This was a fun little gambit line against the Knights tour. That's whenever they play the knight to d2, and then they bring the bishop up over to f4. Go ahead and just bring your knight out, gambit that d6 pawn right here. And remember this strong idea about playing knight to e4 to open up the diagonal after queen takes, you're attacking on b2. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.